my things on. I need the computer, Holden.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Alright, what's up, guys? So, there's currently storms in, Indiana and Illinois. There was a tornado warning in Michigan, but they have canceled that. There is a tornado warning by, just to the east of Newcastle and to the west of Hagerstown. I think this is the rotation here. There's no debris, so it's not on the ground most likely. It's kind of weak rotation. It's not super strong, but there's a little bit of rotation in there. And then for this tornado warning here in Illinois, the rotation's somewhere in here. Yeah, so the rotation would be in this area here, so I'm assuming that that's the area of rotation right in here. And that is moving toward Pana, Owencio, Ullman, Palmer, Taylorville. Those are all included in the tornado warning. There's some rotation on this storm. It's not tornado warned. It has a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's not tornado warned. And then there's some storms up here in North Dakota. This should be a tornado warning. There's some tight rotation on that. Yeah, that really should be warned. Yeah, I don't see why that's not warned. That's some really tight rotation in there. Let's see. I'm just gonna check all of these for if it's rotating at all, or if it is or yeah, basically. I think this severe thunderstorm warning here is an extended one for this one, because as it moves in through there, I think that it will stay that way. Not too sure if I'm not too sure if they will tornado warn this. I think personally that should be tornado warning. I'll see if there's, let's look at the correlation. No. This blue and yellow stuff here, that's all from hail. So it's that's what that is. Let's look at radar omega. So on here, it should show the same thing. I kind of want to look. I want to see if it's any. Hold up. Yeah. So this blue, purple stuff right here, that's all from hail. Right in there, that's all from hail. It's a whole bunch of hail in there. Hold on. Yeah, so this storm and this storm is the only ones rotating in North Dakota. And South Dakota and Nebraska, my bad. Hold up. And then up here, there's I don't think these storms are rotating, or they're not rotating, but there's yeah, so there's a tornado warning still by probably moving into New Libsyn in Indiana. Yep, there's still rotation in here. Make sure you are underground or an interior room. And then this is still rotating. So there's a few storms that I believe that should be tornado warned that aren't tornado warned. But they're not tornado warned, which I think that they could eventually become tornado warned. There's still some storms in Michigan. There's they're not super strong. They're not rotating, I don't think, at all. Yeah, they're not rotating. But like I said, there was one there earlier. There was a tornado warning in Michigan earlier, but there is not anymore. Once again, I'll be taking requests. I'll look at certain places if you want me to. I can look, see if there'll be any storms or what the risk for storms is looking like in the next 3 days. Or I could, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to check if this is on the ground here by New Libsyn. I don't think that it is. Yeah, no, so there's no debris ball. I don't think that they may extend this just because of the rotation in here that they keep seeing, but I'm not sure if the rotation's exactly in there. It's somewhere in here, probably. I can't really tell, but that one, I'd be shocked if they extend it. I don't really see much of a reason to extend it. But they could extend it. And then so they did extend it, this one here in Indiana. So for Milton, Waterloo. Huh?
Just keep it zoomed in on that.
Why?
So people can even so they can see it.
Centerville, eventually going to Abington, Connorsville, Greens Fork, and Richmond. Remember, this has gotten heavier rotation in here. So get to an interior room or go into a basement or a storm shelter if you have one, just in case this becomes a bigger storm, because this is some real tight rotation in there. It's really tight rotation. So just be careful of that. And then we'll check back in here. Yeah, so this storm is still warned. Okay, so the rotation's, I think, somewhere in here. But, yeah, so if you live in, Palmer, Rosamond, Ullman, Taylorville, get to a safe place just in case. Just in case it does come your way. Get into an interior part of your buildings, like where there's no windows. Stay away from windows. Go to a basement, storm shelter, or anything like that. Wow. Okay. So this rotation is still, wow, that's real strong. I'm going to check correlation coefficient on that because, man, some heavy rotation. It's not on the ground yet. It's not on the ground, but I do think that it'll try to drop. Man, man. Yeah, that's some real tight rotation in there. It's not good at all. They might even, so once again, so if you live in Cambridge City, Jacksonburg, College Corner, Pennville, Heiser, Milton, Waterloo, Centerville, West Grove, East Haven, I already said that, Hoovermill, Hagerstown, take shelter immediately, just in case yep, so right here in Dublin, especially in this area, you will most likely take direct impact by this tornado if it does touch down. So just be ready for that. Wonder when will next radar scan? I think next radar scan already came in, yeah. Alright, let's take a look back over here. Yep, so there's still a whole bunch of hail on these storms. So here, up here, see if this is, if there's anything rotating in here. I think there's a little bit of rotation in there. Oh, we got a new tornado warning. Two new tornado warnings. We got one here down in Brookville. Wow, that's some strong rotation in there. And then there is another one in Illinois. Frick, I can't zoom in on the radar. Okay, there we go. Is this... Oh, okay, so they issued a few more. So yeah, so these two are warned. Up in there, and then I'm gonna check the velocity on this still. Yeah, okay. So this is still some stronger rotation. Just north of Dublin. So so you're gonna want, in this tornado warning, you're gonna want to take shelter. All tornado warnings. Oh wow, this is some heavy rotation as well. It's radar. It's radar indicated, so it's not on the ground yet. But this tornado warning is for Peppertown, Oak Forest, Metamora, Yellowbank, Brookville, Mount Haven, Cedar Grove, Sharptown, Drewsburg, Scipio, Mount Carmel, Bath, Blooming Grove, and Laurel. So take shelter, and if you're in any of these tornado warnings, just be prepared. Be on a low floor or interior room in your building, or whatever it is. If you're camping, or whatever, find the nearest shelter. Just be prepared to take shelter in any of these areas here. So the future cast for we're just gonna go. Okay, so the future cast is showing that these do kind of become they don't stay discrete, and they turn into a Boeing line of storms. So probably past about 11, 12 o'clock, there won't be. I think that there won't be tornado warnings by then, at that time, but it's possible. Anything's possible. I do think that also up in Minnesota here later tonight, we'll have some strong storms. And then down here, this will be more of a mainly a wind and hail threat. Won't be much of a tornado threat. There will probably be some high winds, stuff like that. Let's see here. We'll just go to radar scope, but did they? Yeah, okay, so they extended this tornado warning in here. Let me take it off of this quick. I'm gonna see. Yeah, so they extended this. There's the rotation. Wait. It's probably somewhere up in here, actually. I guess not. But, let's go back to these storms in Indiana. Let me go to Radar Omega quick. So the rotation on this one is still there. It's not as tight anymore. But the storms over here is pretty tight, I'd say. So once again, if you live in any of these tornado warnings, take cover. They have a special weather statement in Michigan for Sherwood, Mason, Batavia, Coldwater, Quincy, Allen, Litchfield, Butler, Giard, Jonesville. That is for, let's see, what does this say? It expires in 33 minutes, and let's see what it says. So, yeah, there's a special weather statement there, so just be careful of that. There's no really tornado warnings, or there's not many new tornado warnings, but there is these tornado warnings, of course. And of course, if you have any questions, I will answer them. You can request for if you want me to look anywhere for you, or tell you like when the next severe weather will happen. But once again, there's still rotation in there. Let's see if it's on the ground. I don't think it's on the ground. No, it's not on the ground. Nor is this one, I believe. So I'll look at the ones here. So there's nothing on the ground, it looks like. Don't think that there's any tornadoes on the ground, but just be careful. If you're in these red boxes, just be careful. Get to a basement or interior building of your house. There will be, I think where storms will be, there'll probably be in Indiana and Illinois. I think a little later when it gets closer to 10, or when it gets closer to or later, just a little later, it could get a little worse. I'll look at the future cast to show you. So at around 10:30, it'll turn into more of a line of storms. If a few cells can stay discrete, they can produce a tornado, but I think for the most part, the tornado threat kind of starts to dwindle down by 10:30. Think probably about the most active time would probably be about now. But once again, this line of storms here will be more of a wind threat. Won't be wind and hail threat. Won't be much of a tornado producer, if even a tornado at all. But if a few, like what I said, if a few cells can stay discrete, it could produce tornadoes. So this is just for today, the severe outlook. This is just for today. I can always look for tomorrow and stuff, but you have 2 areas of marginal risk and 2 areas for slight risk. One slight risk, of course, in Indiana, Kentucky, parts of Ohio and Illinois. And then you have one up here for Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Minnesota. And then you have the marginal threat for also Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Illinois, and then Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and then Nebraska. For tomorrow, it'll look quite a bit the same. Just push to the north a little bit, but the south, it'll basically. Hold on, let me get on radar Omega. So like severe risk today was kind of something like this, or like something kind of like wait, hold on. It was stretching all the way up to here, probably parts of Canada up there too. But it was kind of like this, and then it went like that, and then some of that. But tomorrow it'll be more. It's gonna be like almost the same thing, just a little more north, and I think that it should, yeah, so it'll probably looks like something like that. Where I live for tomorrow, we have a threat, but 2 models are disagreeing on if it's gonna storm or not, so I just have to wait and see for tomorrow. See if there's any new warnings. Not that I can see. These still have some rotation on them, very broad rotation. The ones in Indiana, oh wow. Wow, that's some real strong rotation in here. That is really strong. Alright, so if you know anyone that lives in this red box right here, text them to get to shelter immediately. This storm in particular has a lot of tightening rotation. It's very strong. It's, man, I wonder if this is on the ground. Could be a little something in there. I don't think that's it. No, that man, if you know anyone that lives in Centerville, Greens Fork, Hagerstown, Cambridge City, Milton, Richmond, Abington, even Brownville and Connorsville. I know it's not inside the box, but just in case they do extend this, I suggest that they should get into the safe place. Let's look at this one in Brownville. Yeah, this still has tight rotation as well. It's not as bad as the other one, but there's still some rotation. Oh wait, crap. Yeah, so there's still rotation in there, but I think that this one up here, by Richmond, will get extended probably like that. But I'm not too sure. If you guys have any questions, I will answer them. If you guys want me to look for certain places or yeah, if you want me to look at anything or a suggested area that you want me to look at, I can do that. Also there is a possible tropical storm in the Atlantic Ocean that could either go up the East Coast, so either up here towards Florida or into the Gulf Coast. So what it'll either do, okay, hold on, so let me zoom out a little bit. So what it will probably do, or what it could do, is go up the East Coast and then curl back out, is what some of the models are showing. Some of the models are showing it going straight to Florida. And some of them are showing it going into the Gulf of Mexico. It's not suggested to, it's not, crap, I can't think of the word. It's not, supposed to turn into a hurricane, but it's possible. And if it were to climb up the East Coast, I don't think that it would make landfall at all, but some people are thinking it could make landfall in North Carolina, but I think I don't know which what most models are showing, but I'm pretty sure that they have either no tropical storm at all, or either it climbing up here. I don't really know where, not too sure where it'll go. But as these storms go on here in Indiana and Illinois and Ohio and Kentucky, I think by the time it gets to Kentucky, it'll just be a bowing line. So straight line winds, strong straight line winds, 75 miles per hour or greater, that will push this south, possibly getting into Tennessee and even parts of Alabama and stuff down here. But I don't think that it will get any farther than this line here. Personally, I don't think that it'll go any farther. Yeah, so I'll show you what. Oh, hi, Allie. So this was the threat today. Wait, was this threat today? No, it wasn't. Oh, I guess it was.
Hi, Allie.
So for, I think this was today. Yeah, so today, the risk is, so for today, the risk, there's a marginal, so tonight there will be a marginal risk in Georgia. Anywhere in the green is marginal risk, and the yellow is a slight risk. Hail threat is low. Here this is a hatched area, so that'll, and also another hatched area for wind. The tornado risk, there's a 2% up here, and that is Nebraska, Iowa, North Dakota, and South Dakota, and then a marginal 2% for Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and then a 5% for Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. For the next day, this is tomorrow.
I know.
This is so preppy. Okay, Allie. And for tomorrow, where we live, we will be in the marginal risk. Even though I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, it can be confusing at times. But once you start to get used to it and watch it more, it's really quite easy. You just got to learn
I think you're talking.
what velocity, correlation coefficient, reflectivity, and all that stuff is. But for tomorrow,
So what's that?
what?
The varium, or whatever it's called.
I don't know what that is. Brain fart. So tomorrow, the hail risk, it's a very narrow corridor for Kentucky, Missouri, Indiana, or Illinois, Tennessee, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nebraska, North Dakota, and South Dakota. And then a 15% risk is this hail. Yeah, for hail for North Dakota and South Dakota. And then wind, it's the 15% for Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky, and then for North Dakota and South Dakota. And for tornado, it'll be Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Iowa, and parts of very southern parts of Minnesota. And then this is Wednesday. Allie's mewing. This is for Wednesday. Once again, for Tuesday and Wednesday, here in Allegan County, where I live, it's not supposed to storm at all, but we still have a marginal risk. I think because this is using a different model, and then the other model, a few of the other models are arguing that it's not going to storm. So, like on some weather apps and stuff like that, it may say it's not going to storm, but this says it may storm here, and it could be severe, but we don't really know. So we don't really know. You can't look for hail and wind risks because it's too far out. But
Allie, like and subscribe to the
she already
YouTube
did.
video. Okay then.
But I think that's about it for the next 3 days. I can't go any farther. Okay, so the tornado warnings have started to calm down a little bit. I don't think... Is this the same one that was warned? Yeah, there's still rotation in here. Let's see, what about this one here? This one is kind of close to the radar, which doesn't help at all, really. I think that the rotation is somewhere in here. It's just kind of hard to tell because the radar is right there. But, let's go back to the warnings up here because these were rotating. I don't know which ones. I think it was these ones, but, it's kind there's a little rotation up here. But I don't think that's enough to be tornado warned. We'll look up here as well. Yeah, there's a little rotation in that as well, but not enough to be, I don't know what, do you want me to look at all those places to see if there will be severe weather? Or I don't. Is that what you want me to do? Kind of confused. Okay. All right. Make sure to like and subscribe to the stream.
You're done?
No, I'm not done. Done. Yeah, I think so. By 10:30 tonight, I believe that. Okay, Allie. I believe by 10:30 tonight that. Wait. Hold up. Okay, so it is Okay, so these storms are gonna stay discreet for they're gonna stay discreet for a while. Some supercells will be will there be any rain at my house for tonight or the next week, or like the next week, or Louisville could get hit pretty hard. But I think after, I guess they're not. Tonight we'll get a little bit of rain, and then the next tonight, we'll get, we're not, I don't think we're supposed to get any more tonight. But I think Thursday and Friday, maybe tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm not too sure. We can get some rain or pop-up showers. I'm not too sure about that, but I guess they're not really expecting these storms to become. Okay, who are the? I don't know who the 4 people watching are.
I think one of them is Chloe. Chloe, if you're in the chat, say hi, please. We want to know if you're in here, please. Because she's not responding, and she was just on a couple minutes ago. So, Chloe, if you're in
I'm not sure.
please say hi.
I'm not sure who are all the people.
Yeah. They're pretty awesome people, that's for sure.
But yeah, so no, we're not playing Finish the Lyrics, Allie. I guess their stuff is supposed to quiet down. I guess honestly, the environment will be primed on Thursday and Wednesday here in Michigan, where me and my friend live. We're supposed to have up to 4,000 joules per kilogram, and that's basically storm fuel. If you didn't know, it's storm fuel. And as the warm, moist air from the Gulf is rising, it'll probably be in the 70s to 80s. So the dew point will be in 70s to 80s, plus the 5,000 joules per kilogram will fuel the storms, and there will be multiple Boeing lines of storms.
One of them's Chloe's.
And the Boeing lines of storms are more of a wind and hail threat, and can cause derechos. I don't think that sometimes they can produce tornadoes, but it's kind of rare. So like if you're in one, don't freak out. If you're like in a Boeing line of storms, don't freak out too much, because it's most likely not a tornado. If you hear the tornado sirens, it's most likely because at where we live, the tornado sirens go off if the wind is over 70 miles per hour. So, if you hear the sirens, you should always take shelter, technically, but I don't think,
But if you look on
for the most part, it won't be tornado warned. But make sure to look at people live and stuff. Yeah.
The YouTube video upstairs said that Michigan State was cleared off with the tornado sirens.
For tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had 5 people in here at one point. Can you see who's all in?
No.
Yeah, okay. I had 5. It's so.
Your watch.
No,
Mine doesn't work.
that's mine.
What the hell? A lot of this conversation
But I think for the most part, the stronger tornado warnings are done. There's still some rotation on some of these storms, so get to your safe place if you're in these warnings. Yeah, I can't even tell where the rotation is on this. it's hard to tell because the radar is so close to it. It's so jumbled up, I can't tell. I'm going to look at the 72-hour past and future radar. Yes, Allie, what do you want? Is something you need, Allie?
Imagine she just says, I gotta go, you biggest fan, you favorite is TK bed game.
Huh? I didn't understand anything you said, but alright.
She wants you to go
Okay, so
at 9 o'clock.
I got to go, you biggest and your favorite fan. Oh, so she's saying, wait, are you saying you're my biggest fan? Whatever. If you gotta go to bed, good night. Let me rephrase that real quick. Okay, sounds good. But for the most part, there will be some storms. So this line of storms here will kind of explode here. Well, actually, they'll dissipate. But then this next line here, up in the northeast, will cause some stronger storms. Wait. Oh. So I guess we will get, so on Tuesday, there's not really going to be any storms, I don't think. Okay, so Tuesday morning, we could see a little bit of rain. Tuesday night, there will be some rain that'll come through. Wednesday morning, I have to go. I'm your biggest fan, and crap, I can't see. And I am your favorite fan. So good night, talk tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Favorite fan, so good night, talk tomorrow.
And then it'll be raining. It should be honestly here. It'll be raining for quite a bit of the day on Wednesday. And then as we go into Thursday at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. On Thursday, there will be some strong storms, and then I believe, bye, am I goofy? Yes, you are goofy. But, so, for the most part, Thursday and Friday should be pretty bad, considering we'll have 4